Hey guys, welcome back to another GRAZY TV video. Now today we have a mind-blowing. I really need you to open your hearts up because today's topic is going to be crazy. But I personally believe anything is possible in this mysterious universe. Alright, so today is going to be a topic about aliens. So this is kind of be like an introduction to my alien videos that I really want to do in the future. I'm trying to get into an open mind mysterious concept right now. As you guys could see my accessories again. I want to ask, do you guys believe in aliens? I believe that there are probably thousands of different kinds of intelligent species out there. Who knows, maybe even millions out there. Today we're going to be diving into one incident that has happened pretty long ago. This happened in 1977. We're going to be talking about something called the Southern Television Broadcasting Interruption incident. So this is a mystery that is still unsolved till this day. This was the first major broadcast interruption through the Haddington transmitter of the Independent Broadcasting Authority in the UK. So on the night of November 26th, 1977, newscaster Andrew Gardner was presenting the daily news like he did every single day. Now I believe, I'm not really sure, but I believe especially in the 70s, you know, times before back then, you only had limited channels. So everybody would watch just one channel, which was probably the news or cartoon or some kind of show or drama. Back then, families would come together and just watch one TV, one station. At 5:10 p.m. exactly, the TV screens whoever was watching started to wobble. There was a distorted sounding voice that was supposedly delivering a message to humanity that lasted for 6 minutes. Now the person of the voice identified himself as someone named Verlon, who was a representative of the Galactic Command. Apparently, Galactic Command and Verlon is one type of intelligent species, aka an extraterrestrial race species. There's also talks that usually these extraterrestrial species are a multi-dimensional beings. They're not supposed to be the violent type of extraterrestrial species, kind of like the Dracos and reptilians that has been in the talks, you know, a little by here and there. These are the extraterrestrial species that are really looking out for us and who speak of peace. After the message, the TV returned to its normal broadcasting, which was followed by the Looney Tunes soundtrack. Now I'm going to be showing you guys the actual footage in just a second, but it is a little bit creepy if you heard it first, but if you hear it over again, it's not that creepy. But I'm going to be reading the whole message for you guys so you guys don't get creeped out by the voice.
For many years you have seen us as lights in the shadows. We speak to you now to send this theme as we have done to your brothers and sisters all over this, your planet Earth.
So the message read, "This is the voice of Verlon, a representative of the Galactic Command speaking to you. For many years you have seen us as lights in the skies. We speak to you now in peace and wisdom as we have done to your brothers and sisters all over this, your planet Earth. We come to warn you of the destiny of your race and your world, so that you may communicate to your fellow beings the course you must take to avoid the disaster which threatens your world and the beings of the worlds around you. This is in order that you may share in the Great Awakening as the planet passes into the New Age of Aquarius." Now here, apparently the New Age of Aquarius kind of confuses a lot of people, but apparently it has to do with the Earth axis that turns every 25,000 years. Any one of you guys who are actually into astrology very deeply, you may actually be able to explain it to us even better than I am. The New Age can be a time of great peace and evolution for your race, but only if your rulers are made aware of the evil forces that can overshadow their judgments. Be still now and listen, for your chance may not come again. All your weapons of evil must be removed. The time of conflict is now past, and the race of which you are a part may proceed to the higher stages of its evolution if you show yourself worthy to this. I mean, you guys know that like nuclear weapons and guns and violence has been taking over humanity for the longest time, and the fact that they're saying you must surrender your weapons and live in peace. I mean, honestly, this is a really like exact message that I think humanity really needs to hear. You have but a short time to learn to live together in peace and goodwill. Small groups all over the planet are learning this and exist to pass on the light of the dawning new age to you all. You are free to accept or reject their teachings, but only those who learn to live in peace will pass to the higher realms of spiritual evolution. Hear now the words of Verlon, a representative of the Galactic Command speaking to you. Be aware also that there are many false prophets and guides at present operating on your world." That is actually pretty like creepy. They will suck your energy from you, the energy you call money, and give you worthless dross trust in return. You must learn to be sensitive to the voice within that can tell you what is truth and what is confusion, chaos, and untruth. Learn to listen to the voice of truth which is within you, and you will lead yourself onto the path of evolution. This is our message to our dear friends. We have watched you growing for many years as you too have watched our lights in the skies. You know now that we're here and that there are more beings on or around your earth than your scientists admit. We're deeply concerned about you and your path towards the light, and will do all we can to help you. Have no fear, seek only the know yourselves, and live in harmony with the ways of your planet Earth. We here at the Astro Galactic Command thank you for your attention. We're now leaving the planes of your existence. May you be blessed by the supreme love and truth of the cosmos. Now, when this message ended 6 minutes later, the TV anchor Andrew Gardner apologized for which he described as a breakthrough in sound for some viewers. So many people were concerned, they were freaking out. Some people actually took the message and were like, wow, is this the actual ETs? But of course, whoever, obviously did not want to believe that this was an actual ET speaking to us or a good message, and people try to cover it up as a hoax. It seems that the news media claimed that it was a hoax and that someone hacked the system trying to calm the public down, which of course, you don't want to cause a panic. But some people are saying if this is the first interruption ever, how do they know that this is actually a hoax? Also, experts have looked into this, and back in the 70s especially, it's very, very hard to hijack a system. Apparently, to hijack a TV broadcasting system back then, it would have to take a lot of money, a big corporation, a government, or someone. It can't be just like some teenagers or some 20-year-olds just trying to hijack some systems. It just did not work that way. Experts say that the equipment required was sophisticated and would have needed to be moved close to one of their UHF broadcasting towers. Not to mention that there's nothing really funny about this message. Everything here seemed like they were trying to promote peace and they were trying to do things to really let us know and warn us, rather than trying to give a funny joke or funny hoax. There was no punchline to this. I found this part really interesting where they said there's false prophets and guides at present operating our world. They will suck energy from you, energy we call money, and they will give you pretty much nothing in return, which is very interesting because it does make us kind of really wonder, who is behind everything? Are we actually living a genuine life, or are we being controlled secretly? Also, the part where it says you have watched our lights in the skies, you know that we're here and there are more beings around you, especially on Earth, than the scientists will admit. So this is basically saying, especially the lights that we see in the skies, especially the questionable ones, they could be really ETs kind of watching over us, and to listen to our inner voice and never really be controlled by something that is very evil and that could actually destroy our planet Earth and our society. Honestly, in my opinion, whether it was an ET or if it was a human being that was being told by the ET to do it, or if it was just a genuine hoax, I just feel like it was a great message, and I feel like there's a lot of things in here that we need to really consider and really try to open up our minds. Another weird thing is that there was no one that actually came forward to claim this hoax. Usually if there is a hoax or a hijack, people come forward and claim it, whether that's an organization, a country, a hijacker, whoever it might be. This mystery is still unsolved till this day. But there were a lot of people who are still claiming that this is a hoax. It is kind of weird that there was only this one little section of UK that got this message. It really wasn't the whole world. I mean, if it was the ET, can't they kind of shout it out to the whole world instead of this little section? So I just really want to briefly talk about that there are a lot of evidences that UFO crashes and extraterrestrials are among us. I do have to say, whenever these things do happen, there's always someone trying to cover it up. For example, if you guys look at the ancient Egyptian carvings, there's actually spaceships that are indented in these drawings. Or obviously these are very, very intricate and very detailed carvings and drawings of something that looks like a spacecraft. Especially for all these years, people thought that pyramids were a burial, but in reality, a lot of people do believe that pyramids were actually an energy source that was put there by the aliens. Let's talk about the genius people on Earth that was ever to be alive, especially like Einstein and Tesla as well. Tesla is known to be like one of the most genius person that was ever alive on the planet. He was an engineer and he developed a lot of things that we use today, and he even stated that he got all these ideas not from himself but from his dreams where extraterrestrials spoke to him. There was actually a lot of notes that was very confusing that we personally don't even understand till this day. He even started a lot of projects that was never finished. He apparently mysteriously died of a heart attack, but it was said that Tesla always had a healthy body, so the fact that he mysteriously all of a sudden died one day, I mean, coincidence? It's probably heard so much about the Roswell crash. This happened a very long time ago. People in the media do claim that it was a weather balloon that crashed, but many whistleblowers came forward and said this is not a weather balloon, this was an actual UFO. This was an actual extraterrestrial spacecraft that has crashed near the Roswell. And these specific extraterrestrials were the gray aliens. Now, the grays are one of the most common aliens that we see, especially in the movies, especially when you think of aliens, you think of usually these guys. The bodies described in the crash as the gray aliens are described with large heads, big eyes, holes as nose, and a small slit for the lips. Also, let's talk about that video that was actually recently released 2019, but this video actually happened back in 2004 of a flying object defying gravity as we know today. This did get media attention, but it seemed like people are actually not as surprised as they think. Also, the last thing I want to talk about was the old cave paintings, just like the Egyptian times, of extraterrestrials. You could see something that looks like an ant people. There's actually a lot of evidences out there of different type of alien species that have visited Earth, and we could be actually the descendants of them. Now, one of the most popular species of aliens that are talked about today are the reptilians, the Greys, the Nordics, Andromedas, insectoids, and people, just to name a few. According to the insiders, there's thousands and thousands of different intelligent species out there, and this just is like mind-blowing, I know. There's also information that there's aliens that look exactly like us and they actually live among us. But they're not from Earth, they're from different planets, and they know that they're aliens, but they're not telling us, obviously. So we might actually run into aliens, but we actually might not even know because they act just like us. This topic is just so wide and so vast that, you know, I cannot even explain it in just one video. I'm just diving into it. I'm just dipping my foot here for you guys, you know. So if you guys really interested, give this video a thumbs up so I could actually go into details about some of these aliens. So you guys, I really want to know what you guys thought about the voice of Verlon. What do you guys think about this broadcasting interruption thingy that has happened? I mean, the voice is pretty creepy, but I mean, I have to say the message was very peaceful and it is something that we needed. Remember, you guys, I also want to know if you guys have ever seen a UFO or met an alien. You guys had some dreams, because I had some odd dreams about aliens ever since I could remember, and maybe I'll talk about alien dreams on another video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell because I reply to all my early birds. I love reading your comments, you guys. Bye.